Afternoon. Yes, hospitals are seeing pressure. So this is on the back of a media report and the Supreme Court hearing that came in last evening. So it talks about the Supreme Court directing a common standardized rate for hospitals. Now, it has directed the center to come forward and do that within a month. This would essentially mean that they would be prescribing a rate range within which even the private hospitals can charge because of the amount of disparity that is seen between the rates charged by a private and a public hospital for the same surgery. So now the idea is that if this is not done within 1 month, the Supreme Court has gone ahead and warned the center, saying that they will implement a standardized rate as prescribed in the Central Government Health Service list. So this entire thing was in response to a PIL which was filed by an NGO. And this is what is bringing stocks with high average revenue per occupied beds under pressure. Because if you see that typically means the rate at which the hospital earns per day. And if that's really high, it could also mean that their surgery costs are higher than the peers. So we are seeing pressure, of course, like you mentioned, Max Healthcare has seen the maximum amount of pressure, but there's a pressure that is seen on Fortis, Yatharth, Apollo, Medanta, that's Global Health Hospitals. Everybody is seeing the pressure.
Right, absolutely. And there's no doubt about the fact that should we see some reining in of pricing, well, we most certainly could have an impact on the P&L for a whole host of these hospital companies. Monal, thank you so much for joining in and taking us through that update here. Astha, coming to you, how are you rating hospitals at the moment? And considering what Monal has just told us about with respect to, putting some amount of pricing pressure when it comes to hospitals and the way they charge, would that change your view significantly? How would you address this?
Good afternoon. So yes, that act has came in as really a dampener on the stock prices of all the hospital stocks that what we have seen right now. But in the long term, I think definitely it's gonna impact the financials of the hospital stock, especially if we talk about the ARPOBs, that is the average revenue per occupied bed. Then I think it will get significantly impacted due to this. But we really need to see how all these things will pan out in the later stages. So that really need to be seen. But the initial or a prima facie view, which we are, telling our clients also is that it might impact hospital stocks, their financial performance. So I think in the long run, we really need to see how it's going to affect. But yes, prima facie, and what we are seeing right now is the impact in the stock prices also. So ARPOB can get affected because that is the major parameter to value any hospital stock. So that will get impacted by this, and maybe a short-term dampener can be seen on all the hospital stocks. But in the long term, we find some very good quality national India level presence hospital to be a good, portfolio performer. So in that regard, we are really positive on Apollo Hospital at the present moment of a time, but it is a long-term call. In the short term, we think that yes, it will really impact the hospital stocks financials.